Red Faction is a first-person shooter which was developed by Volition, the creators of Descent and Saints Row. The series now has two sequels, Red Faction 2 and the more recent Red Faction Guerrilla. It came out as a rather early title for the PS2, promising an action-oriented experience where you blow everything to smithereens.
Code Red Alert in Mine M4.
I commonly link the story of Red Faction to that of Total Recall. Arnie plays as a liberator for a downtrodden society on Mars, tired of being pushed around by its dictators. The plot is very similar in this instance because the Ultor mining corporation employs workers on the Red Planet, driving them to the breaking point with unfair working conditions and the creation of a plague. It begins with Ore Miner Parker informing players of the dire situation, suggesting a rebellion is imminent. Fighting commences and the Red Faction heads a revolt against Ultor. Parker quickly gets noticed by the party leaders when he becomes one of the only miners to survive long enough to do some damage. EOS, Red Faction's commander, instructs Parker alongside Hendrix, an Ultor technician turned spy. He begins a series of dangerous missions for them while working through elaborate mineshelves. The graphics display is quite average, however the sense that you're actually in a large mine complex is instilled when you climb up and down ladders and take long elevator rides to other areas. One of the highlights is definitely the Geo mod, which lets Parker blow holes in walls and the ground to advance to new sections. Dialogue is well written but poorly performed. It's apparent the voice actors did one take and it appears they didn't understand what was happening in the scenes. The story is advanced through radio messages and cinematics, which can be frustrating to listen to while under fire. The story isn't astounding, but the shifts and plot are definitely enough to keep you going through the game.
To hell with orders! Die, K-Pack!
Yeah, Parker, great job. You can pose for pictures later.
Red Faction is a standard fare FPS, except the pace is quite fast and frivolous. GeoMod plays an average role in the game and could have been expanded. If you've ever played Guerrilla, they essentially made the game around it, blowing up buildings instead. The AI makes combat smooth and enjoyable. They strafe constantly, making it challenging to fight packs at once. There's tons of cool weapons like the remote mine you can throw on people, the incredible fusion cannon, and the deadly precision rifle. On the precision rifle, that weapon actually increased the game difficulty about 2/3 through when suddenly it skyrockets and enemies can kill Parker in a few shots. It's frustrating until you receive the rail driver, which eliminates them through walls. You can also pilot a few vehicles in certain parts like the aircraft, submarine, drill, jeep, and APC. Those are surprisingly good breaks from regular combat because you can obliterate anything in your path. One recurring annoyance was the stealth segments where you can't bump into any guards or cameras. It's not hard, it's just that it's never clear where to go. Music is magnificent. It's a pleasant techno style and slides in almost perfectly with every sequence. In terms of sound, well, the combat voice acting is funny. Just listening to the screaming enemies is amusing. Gun sounds are all great too.
Great. Screwed again.
Red Faction is an honest FPS that was about blowing everything into little pieces. It is very consistent and plays even better on a PS2. The game is more challenging than other shooters and should be a fresh hit of nostalgia for Doom and Duke Nukem players. You can either buy the PC version on Steam or get the pre-owned PS2 version. If you like the idea of playing with friends, I would recommend the PS2 because the split-screen battles were really fun and the shot control just adds to the excitement. As for PC owners, make sure you get the Pure Faction mod to fix texture issues.